Wow, a lot of different areas.
Sorry,
that's great. Let me see if I can begin on the question of the surface first, and then I'll come to the question of where does a body begin and end, which is a really interesting question.
Which is pretty much the same question when you come to think about it.
Lately, I've been thinking a lot about the question of availability. So we live in this culture from a fashion perspective, from a textile perspective, that has, at least since the Second World War and the prêt-à-porter, the shift to prêt-à-porter being defined by measurements. So in the shift from haute couture to prêt-à-porter, and you can see, I think, the haute couture moment as coinciding with home sewing. So of course for the rich people you had haute couture, but for the poor people you simply had the mother who would make the clothing. But in both of those cases, the measurements were specific to the singular individual. With prêt-à-porter, you get a so-called democratization of fashion
and mass production.
But the problem with prêt-à-porter, which was initially conceptualized around the idea that you could go to one shop for all of your dressing needs, so that the one shop could provide you with the whole outfit. Of course, the problem of prêt-à-porter was that it had to simplify fashion, or to limit fashion to measurements. So it defined the measurements strangely in different ways for men and women. Right? So
it creates a normative body. Obviously.
Totally created a normative body. So for men, strangely, I really would like to understand this better. The measurements were taken around the neck, around the sleeve length. So these are the measurements of a shirt. If you buy a shirt in the traditional sense, you get the neck